Swinging right from the beginning. It's his first ball, no time for looseness, right on the money. He's got this just the off stump. It's come back a touch.
India in total control. They lead by 34 runs. That's after they bowled Zimbabwe out for 161. Irfan Pathan, the star there, 7 for 59. He got good support from Harbhajan. India in reply. 195 for 1. Gautam Gambhir played extremely well yesterday for his 95 not out. Good chance to get his second test match 100 and go on to make a big one. And batting with him, Rahul Dravid. He missed out in Bulawayo. Was out for 77, but here he is on 49 not out. And from Zimbabwe's point of view, this first half an hour is crucial. They need to try and pick up a couple of wickets to get back into the contest. Otherwise, with India's strong batting lineup and a long batting lineup, there could be some serious leather chasing. Good morning, Pommy.
Morning, Ravi, and morning to everybody watching this telecast. Day 2, and I dare say that Zimbabwe have to do a whole heap better. In a nutshell, that's what I'd say, but how they'll do it is, first of all, with ball in hand, they need to string some dots together. It'll be difficult to find too many maidens or too many overs that didn't have 4 balls in them yesterday. The bowling was all over the shop, and the Indian batsman just tucked in. The man in your picture, Tatenda Taibu, couldn't get any sort of continuity as far as getting bowlers to bowl lengthy spells is concerned, because he had to keep chopping and changing to try and stem the flow of runs. Even then, it didn't quite work. India are 195 for 1 and have only batted for 43 overs. We'll see how they go today. Mawire with ball in hand to Dravid.
As this pitch will be at its best for batting today. If there's anything for the bowlers, I think they will get movement right through the day, but if there's any real help, it'll be in the first half an hour, 40 minutes. This man has an outstanding test match record. You would have to say, when you look at that, that he is one of the most consistent batsmen in world cricket, and he has been for almost a decade. Just the kind of player that if you've got to get him, you've got to get him early. "91 test matches for him, and that's 91 test matches on a trot. Right, he's not missed a single game in his test career. And his test career started in 1996, so almost a decade in the game.
A little bit of swing about. Placing Mawire predominantly takes the ball away from the right-handers. Good skill to possess, but it's all about patience as the bowler, particularly when you bowl at Rahul Dravid, who is very prepared to stay out there the whole day. There's that swing, looking to play that onto the leg side and getting a bit of a leading edge to get to his half century. He's been patient in that 50. It's 107 balls, particularly compared to his partner out in the middle. 38th 50, and he'll be halfway there as far as he's concerned.
All eyes will be on this man. He's on 95, batted quite beautifully yesterday. 17 boundaries, most of them square of the wicket on the offside. It'll be his second test match 100 if he gets there. Slight alteration in the field. Very important if you're a bowler for Zimbabwe is that you've got to believe that you can pick up some wickets early on, because both these batsmen have to start all over again. And if you get the ball in the right areas, there's no reason why you can't test both these players. Got to be thinking positively in spite of the position India are in. Because as a bowler, you start thinking negatively from the outset. You're worried about containing the opposition. Then you're getting yourself into big, big trouble. .196 for 1. Rahul Dravid reached a half century. Typical Dravid shots, just relying on timing. A very wristy player when he plays on the onside. He just went about his job as he normally does, in a very professional manner. No fuss whatsoever.
Big stump now.
Heat Streak will share the attack with the blessing Mahavir, and you can see Dravid runs all around the wicket. Very important as a viewer, you realize that when you see such graphics which shows a player scoring on all sides of the wicket, it also reflects on how the bowlers have bowled. They bowled on both sides of the wicket, hence allowing him to score on both sides of the wicket. Now, in a team meeting in the morning, you would have, I'm sure the Zimbabwean team would have discussed bowl on one side of the wicket. Try and be patient. Make the batsmen earn their runs. Oh, that's good fielding.
Yeah, fielding is also another way in which you could make the batsmen work hard, make sure they don't get soft runs. Charles Coventry putting in a good dive and stop there.
Show me that graphic again. Now, that's where you've got to be consistent. That line, let the batsman come at you. Just talking about that graphic again as to where the batsman scores. As a batter, you can only be as good as the bowler allows you to be. Now, if you have a Glenn McGrath, for example, or a Curtly Ambrose bowling to you, you will see runs only on one area of the ground. It's because they're accurate. And that's where they keep you honest, keep you under pressure. But when you bowl on both sides of the wicket, then it's very difficult for a captain to set a field as well.
Yeah, the one thing that is similar, that is common amongst all great bowlers. You can name anyone you like: Richard Hadley, Malcolm Marshall, Curtly Ambrose, Glenn McGrath, Wasim Akram. All those bowlers get balls in a good area consistently and over long periods of time. You know, it may seem boring to some youngsters or to other bowlers who every single ball or every other ball try and take a wicket by doing something different. But all that does is give the batsman an opportunity to score. Yes, they're also talented, the great ones, and have control as far as being able to do exactly what they want to do with the ball. But what they do want to do is make it very difficult for the batsman to score and cause him to do something that he wouldn't like to do. Play at good balls, try and score off good balls, you have more chance of getting out.
Now, Heat Streak was the pick of the bowlers yesterday. And one of the main reasons for that is he bowled a line off stump, just outside, concentrated on those areas. You won't see too many runs scored of Heat Streak on the onside. If you have to hit Heat Streak or score runs of him, it would be square of the wicket on the offside, or if you get a thickish outside edge, it'll go away to third man. The occasional ball pitched up which is punched down the ground, but not in all areas of the ground. 196 for 1.
Gambhir got 200 against Zimbabwe. He got him for 118. Okay, Jim, no more super selector after the first ball.
Thank you.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
196 for 1. Blessing Mahavira continuing. He's on 95. Blessing Mahavira, he was pretty impressive as well yesterday. Bowled one good spell where he got the line going, troubled the batsman. Still a young man, will gain with experience. And if you look at the other bowlers, one man who did help the chart in getting you to score all round the ground was Andy Blacknott, because he bowled in that fashion. I think every shot was played to him. That's 4. No, in fact, will be cut off. There is third man. Good effort. Keeps the batsman down to 2.
Waddington Moyenga down there, the debutant. Good job. Had to make sure that he didn't touch the rope in his effort. It's a good ball, first of all. And it's well played too. It's in a good area. And Gambhir just makes sure he keeps it down. Puts the dive in. Moyenga.
He goes for that and he's gone. Loose shot outside the off stump. The ambitious cover drive, and Zimbabwe strike early. The young man has to depart, out for 97 and missing out on what would have been a very good 100.
The point is reinforced. You bowl enough in a good area, batsmen get impatient. Gautam Gambhir has played fantastically for his 97, but he just couldn't wait to get to 100. Needed something to score off. Had so many opportunities yesterday, hasn't been given those today. So he's got to depart for a really good 97. He'll be ruining that shot. But India have lost their second wicket for 198.
Right-hand batsman, right-arm off-break bowler.
Right arm off-break bowler was with a smile. VVS Lakshman comes out to the middle. Career best of 281. Good average as well, 44.10. And he's up against Blessing Mahavira. Now, Mahavira will have his confidence levels raised with that wicket. It was the 50th dismissal for Taibu. He's got to be consistent. He's got 1 wicket now. He's got to keep the pressure on the batsman. And that's a good start.
Yeah, Mawiri has been the one bowler throughout the series since August against New Zealand as well, who's shown the ability to, or the capability to support Heat Streak, who's been bowling at the other end. It's a good ball. Not good enough, I'd say, to get a wicket, as in to get a man on 97 out, but that is exactly what can happen. You get enough in the area, and the batsman's anticipating getting to 100, is sweating on a bad ball to get. He doesn't get it for a long enough period, he'll go searching for one. And Gautam Gambhir went out searching for that one, and Mawiri just stayed out there, and it only took a couple of overs, and that just illustrates the point. It reinforces the fact that yesterday when Gambhir batted, he got so many opportunities, and so today he would have been expecting one pretty early on where he could just drive at the ball and hit it through the covers, maybe for 4, or on the leg side, or a square cut, because he played all those shots yesterday. There's a look at Blessing Mawiri's bowling in Bulawayo. 4 for 92. The figures don't quite reflect the work that he did. 198 for 2.
.198 for 2. Heat streak continuing.
Big stump. Thank you. Middle.
VVS Laxman described himself as an off-spin bowler. He had a smile at the end of it as well. Never seen him bowl a ball. Played well in Bulawayo. 140 before a huge mix-up with his skipper. Both of them were batting with a certain determination to get to 3 figures. They both did in the end.
Yeah, good chance for Zimbabwe to get another one quickly, because it's a new day. Both batsmen yet to get set, yet to get their feet going. Well, the coach, Kevin Curran, would have had a serious chat with the boys yesterday, telling them that, listen, there is still something on offer from the surface. If you get it in the right areas, you're consistent with your line, just be patient. There you see, there's going to be that kind of movement all day. It's just that you've got to be in the right areas, keep probing away.
Yeah, the ball still, well, it's not new, but it's kept its shine. There's an even covering of grass on the surface. The outfield is well manicured, so the ball won't scruff up too easily. And so you can keep the ball in good condition if you look after it, and the fielding sides generally look after the ball well, and you'll get conventional swing pretty much throughout the 80 overs that you use this ball. There you go, there's that movement again from a shorter length this time, and bouncing. Need to get the length just a little further up. Important not to get greedy and get it too full or try and swing it too much. That's where patience comes in. But that's just a touch short. It gives VVS Laxman the opportunity to pull out the shot, because he's going to play at it, then pulls out.
I think VVS Lakshman is the kind of player who likes to sit on the back foot. You've got to draw him forward, not be afraid of allowing him to play the big cover drive. He's not the kind of guy who'll get quickly across with the back foot early on. You've got to draw him into the shot. Even if it's a half volley, doesn't matter. Very rarely will you see him coming forward. It's the start of his innings. Watch the back foot as well. It doesn't really move. It only moves after he plays the ball. But that's only at the start of his innings. Once he gets his eye in, then he's a real artist. He's a touch player. The kind of delivery really Streak would be looking to bowl is, it's very similar to the kind of delivery Pathan bowled to Duffin early on. And got the ball to swing. 199 for 2.
Come September, we'll flood you with wonder as we bring to you star-studded Bollywood blockbusters. So get ready to sing, dance, rock, and chill with our most happening events. So come and fall in love with our television shows, where a breeze of romance will take you to another world. Only on Sony Entertainment Television Asia.
It's 199 for 2.
Rahul Dravid wasn't happy with himself then. Maybe just felt that he played at that ball unnecessarily. It was outside the off stump. He got across there but wasn't looking to get a run at all. And so in the end, playing the shot was unnecessary. Just admonishing himself, telling himself, come on. Concentrates immensely for long periods of time.
You can already see the discipline from Zimbabwe much better than yesterday. There's not one ball that has been bowled on leg stump where the batsman has been allowed to play away on the onside, and you can see the difference already. You can see a kind of pressure building up on the batting side. That's a very good shot from Dravid. First time there was some width on offer that was good enough for him. Nicely across and finding the gap.
It's the length. That's what's wrong with it. Length, so important. You can get away with that line as long as you get it on a good length. It's wide, yes, but the length allows him to go back. He actually sort of rocks back, shifts the weight onto the back foot slightly and cuts that through the offside. Need to hit a consistent length here.
And I think what should help Zimbabwe now is that they've got rid of the left-hander. When you have a left-hand, right-hand batting combination and the strike keeps rotating, it's as a bowler you've got to change or alter your line every now and then. But now with two right-handers there, you can concentrate on one line outside the off stump because it'll work for both. The ball at the moment carrying through nicely to the keeper every time it's pitched up. There's movement as well in the air. That's well bowled. Drew him forward. He was early into the shot. Just 2 runs taken. It's 205 for 2.
I haven't told the referee. I'm not bringing it in complaint. I'm not bringing it through the team. But if someone's going to watch, thanks, mate. Thanks, Stump.
205 for 2. Gautam Gambhir, the man dismissed today, missed out on 100, out for 97.
You may be just sitting at home in your living room and intrigued at how the bowlers would try and go at a batsman earlier on. You heard Ravi Shastri just talking about the fact that VVS Laxman likes to stay on the back foot. We're talking about how Heat Streak should get the ball pitched up a little bit more. Maybe you can just count how many times VVS actually takes a step forward to play a delivery. I'll give you an idea of what length the bowlers are bowling.
And really the line for him should be starting from around off stump rather than from outside off, because he's not someone who'll come across in a hurry. He'll play the waiting game. He'll wait for the loose ball but stay on the back foot. Just keep Duffin's dismissal handy. Off, taken by Irfan Pathan yesterday, left-hander. Tell me when you're ready. First one really drawing him forward, but it has to be around off stump. Make him play the big drive. Sometimes when the ball is swinging, even a nice swinging half volley right up isn't a bad delivery to a new player who's tentative with his footwork. His eyes might just light up, go for the big ambitious drive on the offside. Now this is what happened yesterday. Irfan Pathan bowling to Duffin. Very similar. He drew him forward, got it right up there, got it to swing. In the end, got the outside edge.
Umpire Daryl Harper. Interesting character. His 53rd Test match. Hails from Australia. With him, Halim Dar in his 24th Test match. Hard job out there. Has to concentrate as well or even better than the batsman. Second one off the front foot. 205 for 2.
उधर क्या हो गया श्रीलंका बांग्लादेश वो बांग्लादेश वो बेश 4 down another Ali Khan must be 4 wickets for 4 wickets 80. Mahabir continuing.
When you hear comments that bowlers need to be in an area, that they need to consistently bowl somewhere and be patient, one has to try and pinpoint why that doesn't happen initially. And the only thing that I can think of is soft wickets in other cricket that they play. The other cricket that they play would be domestic cricket and so forth, club games. And the only thing that comes to mind is that when playing against the players that they're with out there on the field and the others involved on the domestic scene, it doesn't matter too much to the bowlers that a couple of balls are in the wrong place, because they still manage to get the wickets and so feel they're doing an okay job. When you take the step up to international level, you're punished for each bad delivery that you bowl. And so your skill level has to be improved, margin for error is reduced to next to nothing, and you come up with people like Rahul Dravid, and many a time you come up against them on surfaces that are difficult to bowl in. This is a look at Nawira's pitch map for today. Nothing down the leg side, nothing on the leg side to Gambhir when he was in, and nothing to the right-handers either. Again, the length may be slightly short, but not a bad delivery. The disappointing thing is that all this does not happen right from the start. You don't want a situation where in a test match you're trying to play catch-up all the time. When you go in, this is the mindset you should have. Run up, bowl outside off stump, be patient. Make sure you bowl as many good balls as possible to give the team a 200 head start. Before you do it, you put yourself behind the 8 ball.
Lakshman off the mark. Three runs to end the over. It's 209 for 2.
अतीत की धुन से उभरी है एक साजिश।
मिस नेहा शास्त्री, यू आर अंडर अरेस्ट।
पर क्यों?
आपने अपने हस्बैंड का मर्डर किया है।
क्या नेहा शास्त्री बन जाएगी जस्सी की तबाही? जस्सी जैसी कोई नहीं, सिर्फ सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन एशिया पर।
So the umpire is taking another look at that last ball and signalling a boundary. 210 for 2 in the commentary box. Sunny Gavaskar is with Harsha Bogle.
Thank you, Ravi. Yes, India have lost one more wicket, that of Gautam Gambhir. Gambhir making the mistake of chasing a delivery outside the off stump. Perhaps a little anxious to get to that three-figure mark. Morning, everybody. Dravid looked solid. Lakshman's got off the mark. Heat Streak has got the ball to move as well as climb a bit. But his line's been just a little outside the off stump. The length's been good generally. And there you can see to the left-handers, he hasn't bowled at all today. But to the right-handers, just short of a length. And 5 deliveries short of a length, 3 on the good length, but 8 of 8 deliveries way outside the off stump. So the batsmen have been able to leave those deliveries well alone. There is still something in the pitch. You can see Tatinder Taibu taking the ball over his shoulders.
Yes, the moment he comes closer, the batsmen are forced to play a shot, as in that occasion.
Well, you can see that the pitch is still a very, very good one to bat on. A little tinge of green over there, but nothing really to cause any worries for the batsman. A lot of the tinge is really the center of the pitch, not on the good length area. But it still looks firm, hard, and that's why the ball's got a good carry to the wicketkeeper. Coming onto the bat nicely too. You can play shots on the up once you're in.
Probably just sneak a leg by in. First half an hour or so, the script not quite going the way India would have planned it to. There is a second side out there, and sometimes you can run the risk of ignoring that. Zimbabwe picking up the wicket of Gautam Gambhir, caught behind for 97. Agony for the young man. I think he'll realize over the years that it's just one statistic less. It won't take away the number of runs he scored. And that'll run away down to third man for a 4. Not quite in the air, but not quite in total control either.
Lakshman does have a tendency, because he's so much a bottom hand player, of sometimes pushing at those deliveries around the off stump. There you can see he's pushed at it. He's pushed at it, and that's why I think although Brendan Taylor was holding his head in his hands, I think it's important to have an extra slip there. To have a mid-off really is not necessary for Lakshman. He doesn't really play so much to mid-off, or even if he does, it's mainly a push. Yes, those 2 fielders square cover is a good idea, but I think an extra slip would do Zimbabwe good.
51 overs gone. It's 215 for 2. India now lead by 54. It's nice to see children coming in. If you're not getting too many people coming in to watch the cricket, you might as well throw it open and allow children to come in, and one of them might see a Dravid or a Lakshman and say, one day I'll be that person. Or maybe watch Mavire bowl, and should Mavire pick up another couple of wickets, he'll say, I want to play like him as well. All of us remember the first test match we ever saw, because we all had our heroes. I remember mine was India versus New Zealand, and as a result the first test match hero I had was Eknath Solkar, because he hit 2 boundaries in that game. And I said, wow. And I think those are the little things that a lot of these young children would want to see and take back. They've got lots of room, I can assure you, as well, to sit. Yes, he bowled that Fuller, searching for some movement, and Rahul Dravid found the ball in the perfect slot. Always pretty when you hit it straight back past the bowler.
Full face of the bat was shown to the ball. A half volley, admittedly, but it still has to be put away. And it was around the off stump, but because Rahul Dravid can sometimes overbalance, he's played it to the onside. Good thinking as well, because if he tried to play it with the swing on the offside, it could have possibly gone to the fielder at mid-off.
What was the first test match you saw?
It was a 1958 West Indies team to India, and I saw Ghulam Gard bounce Gary Sobers. Gary Sobers lost the bat. The ball went up in the air, and Ghulam Gard took the catch. Ghulam Gard was a left-hand quick bowler, worked for the police, was a police officer, and he bounced one, and the great man Gary Sobers, he'd just come to India after the 365, which was then the highest score in test cricket, and to see Gary Sobers lose his bat and lose his wicket as the ball ballooned up in the air was something. Mind you, in the second innings, to a similar bouncer, he hit it deep into the members' children's stand at the Cricket Club of India.
20th November to 3rd December. Cotton Bowl, Ghulam Gard, 25. I'll tell you who else played that test match. Probably your first Mumbai captain, Manohar Hardikar. Just looking at the scorecard there, G.S. Ramchand played that game. Nari Contractor got 18, Vijay Manjrekar 55, G.S. Ramchand 48, so India got 152.
Well, I really wanted to only watch the West Indies bat, so I went that day, the first day, and then the next time the West Indies were batting in the second innings. India 219 for 2 here at the Harare Sports Club.
Next up.
India lead by 58. Gautam Gambhir sadly out for 97. There have only been a couple of instances where Indian batsmen have been not out in the 90s overnight and didn't go on to get 100. Ajit Wadekar was one of them when he got 99 at the MCG in 1967. Finds the fielder. There's Edson, the cameraman. It was his birthday yesterday, and with great timing, his colleagues shaking his hand. Well done, Edson. Another one ticks by. Now that's close. That's close. The finger's gone up. Heat streak has looked the most likely man to pick up a wicket, and he does. And India lose VVS Lakshman 219 for 3.
Clever bowling this by Heat Streak. He's been bowling the outswinger, probing Lakshman's off stump, and this is the one that has come in ever so little, ever so slightly, and it's hit Lakshman below the knee roll. Lakshman doesn't have a pronounced forward movement, so really there wasn't much of a choice for the umpire. 219 for 3.
बाय वाह जी अंग्रेजी सीख के ते बड़ी आसानी हो गई है हुन ते मैं डॉक्टर नाल भी चंगी तरह गल कर सकनी हां
हुन मैं अंग्रेजी सीख ਲਈ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ
राइट आर्म मीडियम पेसर
There comes Saurav Ganguly, the star of an unfortunate soap opera in Indian cricket. 5,050, an average of 41, strike rate 49, 1200s, one of which came in Bulawayo.
Just before the Bulawayo test, he was on 49-49. Now he's on 50-50. Do you think before the next test he's going to be 51-51?
He wouldn't mind. Get runs in packets of 101. Well, he's certainly got one of those. And I don't think Heat Streak's going to be happy at all letting the man go off the strike.
Well, first and foremost, giving him one off the mark. That is so important. You could have thousands of runs under your belt in Test cricket, but you still want to get off the mark. This is the how Lakshman was out. The bat behind the pad and hitting him just below the knee roll. I don't think the ball did anything much. It was straight on target. But it's clever bowling by Heat Streak. He'd been probing Lakshman's off stump, getting the ball to move away. Now this one was just a straight delivery.
There is something in this track for Heat Streak. No doubt at all. Here's a batsman on 62. And he's got him playing and missing with a beauty.
Yes, again, just a little short. So Dravid was able to maybe just hold on to that poke a little bit more. He knows it isn't a great shot.